You were talking about John 5 when we were in the green room.
Yeah, John 5 is one of my favorite passages of Scripture.
Let's talk about that.
To paraphrase, Jesus comes to the pool of Bethesda. There are thousands of people. I've actually been to that pool, as I'm sure you probably have in Israel. It's a huge place.
Yeah.
And there are thousands of people gathered. Jesus comes to a man who had been there for 38 years, and he asked the man a question. He says, "Will you be made whole?"
Yeah.
Now, I want you to notice, look at the man's response. His response is, "I don't have a man." That's the first thing he says. I have no man that will help me get into the pool. And every time I try to get into the pool, somebody gets in front of me.
So now this has been going on for 38 years.
38 years.
So he's been traumatized.
He's traumatized, right? Not only is he traumatized, he's offended, right?
Yeah, he's offended.
And he also has a victim mentality.
Yes.
Because he's looking at what people have done to him.
Right.
And the pain and the trauma and the offense have kept him as a prisoner.
Yes.
At the pool.
Yeah.
Totally bedridden and totally incapacitated.
Right.
And Jesus says something to him. He says, "Rise," right?
Yep.
Actually, the word rise there, it's a Greek word. It literally means to awake from slumber.
Right. And you said walk means also to take your life back.
To take your life back. He says rise, that means to come out of the sleep of death, come out of your state of slumber, take up your mat,
and
take responsibility, and walk, which that word walk literally means to make, do use of opportunities and to take responsibility for your life. In other words, to take your life back.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? To take your life back.
Yes.
You got to think about it. I mean, he did say those things. He said, "I have nobody to, to put me in the pool when the water's stirred." So he's been abandoned, but he also sounds offended because he's saying, "Wow, my family wasn't even here for me."
Yes.
And then he goes, "When the water is stirred, everybody here, all the other sick people cut in line in front of me."
Yes.
So he's being traumatized by that, but also offended. Wow, they all cut in front of me. I've been here the longest. They should let me go first. But then Jesus is saying, "Arise, take your life back," meaning stop letting this trauma and this offense hold your life back.
Yes.
It's kept you here sick for 38 years.
Yes.
Wow.
And I don't think people realize that when we talk about trauma, your trauma can arrest your breakthrough.
Right.
It can hold your miracle under arrest.
Yes.
And this man had an arrested manifestation of healing because of the trauma that was in his life. Now, we know this if you go further down in the story. Jesus finds him and he says, "Listen, go and sin no more, lest something worse comes on you."
Right.
So we see that his soul condition, his emotions, his mind become the precipitating factor for the sickness in his life.
Right.
For the his inability to walk, his mental state, his physical bondage. All of that is caused by trauma and sin and offense in his life.
Well, think about it. It says that he had an infirmity for 38 years. That word infirmity there means weakness and infirmity of the body and of the soul.
That's right.
It's astaneo. So it means that it was a soul issue.
It was definitely
his soul was traumatized.
Yes.
His soul was offended.
That's right.
And it kept him sick for that long.
That's right.